What's up, Dolphins Nation? Welcome back to the channel, where we break down everything you need to know about our Miami Dolphins. Today, we're diving into some hot topics surrounding the team, including trade speculations about our superstar wide receiver Tyreek Hill, and an update on Odell Beckham Jr.'s slow return from injury. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of the latest Dolphins news. The team is always pushing to improve, and so are we, by keeping you informed every step of the way. Let's start with the elephant in the room, trade rumors. After a tough start to the season at 1-3, with injuries piling up and the team struggling to find its rhythm, the speculation around potential trades has begun to heat up. One name that keeps coming up? Tyreek Hill. But let's be real, Dolphins fans. Could you even imagine this offense without Cheetah? Tyreek Hill himself shut down those rumors during a recent interview. When asked about the possibility of being traded, Hill made it clear he doesn't expect to go anywhere. "We've got a great situation here. My family loves it, I love it, the weather is great, the fans are great. So, we've got a beautiful thing going on here, man," Hill said, according to NFL.com. "Obviously, my parents always taught me to control what is controllable. I can only control so much. With that being said, we all know the NFL is a business. Whatever happens, happens. Moving forward, I'd love to be here. I love being here. I love the guys." It's no surprise that Tyreek is staying positive, and his energy is exactly what this team needs to get back on track. Hill, along with his partner in crime Jalen Waddle, restructured their contracts this offseason. Tyreek signed a 3-year, $90 million deal, with $65 million in guarantees. For the team, trading Hill isn't a realistic option with that kind of financial commitment. And really, why would they want to? Hill has been nothing short of spectacular since coming to Miami. So, why are these trade rumors swirling in the first place? The Dolphins are currently dealing with some adversity, no doubt about it. Tua Tagovailoa is still recovering from a concussion, and the timeline for his return is unclear. While Tua's making progress, we're still expecting more snaps from backup QBs Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson for at least a few more games. On top of that, the defense took a massive hit with Jaelan Phillips out for the season after undergoing knee surgery. This comes just a year after he ruptured his Achilles tendon. The edge rusher was a crucial part of the Dolphins' playoff push last year, and his absence raises concerns about whether the defense can still be the dominant force it needs to be. If the Dolphins can't recover from their 1-3 start and continue to slip before the November 5th trade deadline, the idea of selling off veterans could come into play. However, despite all the chatter, it seems highly unlikely that Tyreek Hill will be part of any trade discussions. What do you think, Dolphins Nation? Is there any scenario where trading Tyreek Hill makes sense? Drop a comment below and let us know your take. Switching gears, let's talk about Odell Beckham Jr. There's been a lot of anticipation around Beckham's debut with the Dolphins, but we're still waiting to see him in action. After 4 weeks on the sidelines, OBJ finally returned to practice last Thursday, and fans are eager to know what's been going on. Beckham opened up about his injury situation, explaining that his offseason was delayed by a minor knee procedure that pushed back his preparation for the 2024 season. "I had to get a little cleanup done on the knee and go through that process of free agency. My agent and I kept going back and forth about whether we would do it right after the season or wait until free agency happened. I just feel like I waited too late," Beckham said in an interview with Adam Beasley from Pro Football Network. Beckham admitted that the delay in addressing his knee issue held him back from being ready for the start of the season. However, he made it clear that the Dolphins knew exactly what they were signing up for when they brought him on board in the offseason. Miami understood that he wouldn't be game-ready immediately but saw his long-term potential as a key addition to the offense. For those social media critics out there accusing Beckham of milking his contract and not playing, OBJ shot back, defending his commitment to the team. He signed a modest 1-year deal in May, so it's not like he's sitting on a massive contract without performing. The reality is Beckham is taking the time he needs to make sure he can contribute at a high level when he does step onto the field. While we don't have an exact timeline for Beckham's return to game action, the fact that he's back at practice is a positive sign. When healthy, Beckham could add another explosive element to the Dolphins' offense, complementing Hill and Waddle. Dolphins fans, how do you feel about Odell's delayed debut? Are you still confident he'll be a game-changer when he returns? Drop a comment and share your thoughts. With a 1-3 record, injuries to key players, and trade rumors looming, the Dolphins are at a crucial point in their season. The next few games will determine whether they can right the ship and make a run for the playoffs, or if 2024 will be a year of disappointment. The silver lining: this team still has plenty of fight left in it. Despite the setbacks, Tua Tagovailoa's eventual return, Tyreek Hill's leadership, and the potential addition of Odell Beckham Jr. to the offense provide hope for a mid-season turnaround. Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley will need to step up in Tua's absence, and the defense will have to find ways to compensate for the loss of Jaelan Phillips. Yesterday, we saw the first injury report for Week 5, and today we've got the latest updates. Unfortunately, the Dolphins are heading into this crucial game with several players on the injury list, but there's a mix of both good and bad news to share. Let's start with the bad news, which you might already know. Jaelan Phillips, our standout linebacker, has officially been placed on injured reserve due to a season-ending knee injury. This comes as a major blow to the defense. Phillips was one of our key pass rushers, and losing him for the rest of the year definitely stings. He had been battling through injuries earlier this season, and after last week's game, it became clear he'd need surgery. We'll have to find a way to fill that void. The injury bug didn't stop there. Today's report shows that Emmanuel Ogbah has been added as a limited participant in practice. But don't worry, Dolphins Nation, it's just a rest day for the veteran. There are no injury concerns reported, so he should be good to go for Sunday's matchup. Now for some positive news. A few key players have made big strides since yesterday's report. Offensive tackle Terron Armstead, who's been in concussion protocol, cornerback Kendall Fuller, also dealing with a concussion, and running back Jeff Wilson, Jr. knee, were all upgraded to full participants in today's practice. This is huge for Miami, especially getting Armstead and Wilson back on the field. Armstead's presence on the offensive line is always a game-changer, and Wilson gives us another weapon in the backfield to complement Raheem Mostert. Over on the Patriots side, they've had some shakeups in their injury report too. Cornerback Marcus Jones was added today as a limited participant in practice, dealing with a groin injury. This could be a potential weakness for their secondary, especially if Jones can't go at full strength. On top of that, safety Jabril Peppers, who didn't practice at all yesterday due to a shoulder injury, was listed as limited today. If Peppers is slowed down or unable to play, it could open up opportunities for our wide receivers to make big plays downfield. But it's not all bad news for New England. They got an upgrade with tight end Jaheim Bell, who moved from limited to a full participant today. He had been dealing with a neck injury, but it looks like he's trending in the right direction to suit up on Sunday. As we gear up for the Week 5 showdown, there are a few key things to keep an eye on. With Phillips out for the season, the defense will need players like Andrew Van Ginkel and Emmanuel Ogbah, assuming he's healthy, to step up and fill that gap. We've also got to see how well Terron Armstead can anchor the offensive line and whether Jeff Wilson, Jr. can give us a spark in the run game. On the Patriots side, if Marcus Jones and Jabril Peppers aren't at full strength, it could mean a big day for Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Our receiving duo could take advantage of a weakened secondary and help put points on the board. With a 1-3 record heading into this game, the pressure is on for Miami to get back into the win column. Last week's loss was tough, but we've got the pieces to turn things around. Getting key players back from injury, like Tua Tagovailoa, is critical for our long-term success, but in the meantime, we need solid performances from our backups and defensive stars to stay competitive. The Patriots aren't the powerhouse they once were, but they're still dangerous. If the Dolphins can limit mistakes and take advantage of mismatches, especially in the passing game, there's no reason why we can't come out of Week 5 with a win. What do you think, Dolphins Nation? Can Miami pull off a miraculous comeback, or is this season slipping away? And what are your thoughts on the trade rumors surrounding Tyreek Hill? Should Miami even consider that move? Plus, how pumped are you to finally see OBJ in a Dolphins uniform? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any Dolphins updates. Stay tuned, and fins up!